Taurus. We're ready for your reading. Your short reading about freedom. You show up as the Eight of Swords, crossed with the, yeah, I knew this was coming, with the Two of Cups reversed, okay? So right off the rip, it looks like you have yourself trapped mentally and you're met with the dissolving of a partnership, maybe a romantic, loving relationship. It might just be a partnership of any kind. It's just taking you a very long time to move past that, to move beyond it, as it usually does. Because we've got the Knight of Pentacles, there is slow movement in the right direction, in the direction that you do want to be going. You're headed towards your goal of, I want to say, getting over this person, ceasing waiting for this person. You are heading there. It's just taking you a very long time, and your own mental limitations about who you are and how much time you need is the reason why it continues to take so long. The cure for this is for you to acknowledge the options that you have available to you. And the fact that this is actually a reversal of fortune for you. Whatever that partnership was, whomever that partner for you was, Taurus, you were going to end up lacking because of it. It doesn't, and maybe did not, ever make you feel emotionally stable. Yeah, there are just, yeah. And this is about you learning to love the sound of your feet, walking away from those things that you simply are not meant for. Not any longer, anyway. There's a mental battle here. Someone wants to walk away from the situation feeling smug about it, and it's not the type of battle that anyone really wins. There's nothing to feel smug about necessarily, but somebody's ego wants that. You're dealing with someone who ultimately was always and will always be the type of figure who is in and out of your life. They have their reasons. That's the type of person they are, the type of partnership that it is. But like attracts like. A similar frequency attracts a certain frequency will attract a similar one, is what I mean to say, right? So you're feeling very much like yourself with the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. You may need some guidance, a teacher to help speed this process up for you, or at least to reorganize what that process has to be like for you. so that you don't have to feel trapped in your own mental restrictions while you get over this partnership. Let me try to get this to focus for us. There we go. But when I say that you have attracted a frequency that is similar to you, you're about to be the one who is in and out of your situations, whether that's work situations or other partnerships. Ultimately, I see you speeding toward enlightenment and like-minded individuals, kindred spirits, people you have things in common with, people who understand your spiritual, emotional depth and what you've just been through. Why this separation, whatever type of separation it was so hard for you, was so hard for you. Perhaps other Taurian energies. We are missing a card though. It wanted to sort of fly away from the reading, so 1 second. I actually think for many of you, this may have been someone who was trying to be a teacher or be a guide for you, someone who was trying to offer you guidance, and for whatever reason, your paths are just going in different directions. And so I really see this Hierophant card as acknowledging that you need to choose your own path now. You know and see the truth of the direction you need to go. Your choice to remain trapped, still, moving slowly away from this is simply that. It is a choice that you are making. It's because you feel, again, emotionally unbalanced. This isn't someone who helped you to stabilize emotionally. It stifles your ability to create, your ability to heal yourself, to heal others, to express emotionally, artistically to others. Again, this is a reversal of fortune for you, and that's likely why. Any attempt that you make to express creatively or to express a need to heal yourself or anyone else is stifled because of this emotional suppression, which Aries was seeing as well for different reasons. For you, Taurus, I believe it's because a lot of you identify that way. You believe that it should take a long time for you to get over someone, something, a partnership of any kind like this, whether it's a friendship, a family member. You believe that you need to honor it, and you have come to believe that that is the definition of what a Taurus is. But you keep in mind that you have every single energy in your chart somewhere. Every single sign is ruling some house for you, and you certainly have planets placed at least in multiple signs, right? We're all of these energies, which is the only reason I feel comfortable organizing my readings this way. I am not I'm not a studied astrologer. Amateur at best still, after I've been saying that for years, and every year I think, well, maybe this year I'll really be an amateur. And it's really like anything else in life. It's one of those things that the more you know about it, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, right? And so the more you study, the more you see there is to study, I mean to say. But I still feel comfortable organizing them this way because any one of you can benefit from any of these messages. And that's why I always say at the beginning, when I do a video just for Taurus or just for Aries or for whatever sign, I say this is for anyone who identifies with that energy. You know when or why you might identify with an energy. Maybe just the title, maybe it's because it's a sun, moon, rising, or maybe it's any other placement or any house that it rules, and that is defining you at that moment. That is what your life is about at that moment as you seek guidance in that area. So when I say that's just, it just resonates very deeply with me. It's very, very, very true to me that we all almost need to embrace that we can embody any of those energies at any time. We are all chameleons in that sense, which is normally a compliment that I would give to an amazing actress or actor. But this is about acting like ourselves. This is about being and embracing our true selves, not necessarily just putting on a part or acting, right? Or definitely not just putting on a part, right? This is about authenticity. But the complicated, complex, intricate truth is that authentically we have the ability to embrace any of those energies, right? Which is why we can laugh when people who misunderstand astrology think that it tries to categorize people into just 12 groups. That's absurd, and that would be absurd, and that's not the idea, right? Not at all. And that's the truth you need to embrace here, Taureans. I have had to, for sure. Don't define yourself as someone who needs to be patient with the healing process. And at least recognize that there are signs, there are zodiacal energies that you can possess and embrace that have a duality to them, where you can be honoring the process of grieving a certain particular partnership while still enjoying your life as is and as it moves forward. Again, the answer to the question here, the card that flew away from the table, is the Seven of Cups. Allow yourself to fantasize, allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to see all of the possibilities that are available to you now. This reminds me of the show, the Bachelor, the Bachelorette. I don't know if any of you have ever partaken in this particular realm of reality TV, but talk about a fantasy brought to life. These individuals, and I know a lot of people think they're just actors, but these individuals supposedly give themselves over to a process that is more or less designed to be maddening, to drive most of them to heartbreak and to tears, and they deprive them of sleep, first of all, and then they put them through this process that is really supposed to bring the most emotional, vulnerable state that they have available to offer out of them. It's wicked, and I can't help myself but watch sometimes. But the smart ones, I want to say the smart ones, when their heart is broken, they're on a television show where they're searching for their wife, their husband, their spouse, their life partner. When their heart is broken, when they are devastated and in shambles because the person that they were pursuing chooses someone else, the smart ones keep in mind, remain mindful and aware of the fact that their sudden singlehood, their sudden and heartbreaking devastation that leaves them very single and alone, is also a gateway into opportunity for other partners. It's again, you may not have watched the show, but it's a good example because if you lose out on that person you wanted to be your wife or your husband, then you are immediately in the running to be the next bachelor or bachelorette, or at least in the running to go on to one of their other series like Bachelor in Paradise, where you get to meet multiple other people. There's potential for multiple other partners. So you could see this as simply a devastation, or you could remain mindful of the fact that an entire sea of people are now available to you. Now, these individuals on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, you know, they're just excited to get the opportunity to be the next bachelor or bachelorette, which means meeting 35 people, or they're excited to be on one of the other series that The Bachelor and Bachelorette do, Bachelor in Paradise, Winter Games. I'm embarrassed to list them all off. I know what they are. Which means meeting what? 5 or 10 other potential partners. In this situation, what I see for you is there's a sea, an ocean of opportunity here. It may be overwhelming, but it's the truth. It is the truth that helps to set you free now. Embrace the fantasy. Fantasize about who the ideal partner for your business or your love life or your home life, whatever type of partner it was that you've lost. Fantasize about who that person would be. You are not disgracing or failing to honor the memory of the partner that you're letting go by embracing your potential, your possibilities. You can twist it around many different ways. You can logicize it many different ways to yourself. If you care so much about this person, if you elevate and honor them so highly, so much, then do so in action by being someone from their past, by being a partner that helped build them, that has the strength to look forward, to look to your next potential, your next options, not to drown, not to stifle yourself in this energy. That's, if anything, maybe a little embarrassing for them. I'm not saying they're judging you, and I'm not saying I'm judging you, and I'm certainly not saying that you should be judging yourself any more harshly than you are already, but there's simply a way to rearrange the facts, to allow yourself loose, to allow yourself to see what's in front of you rather than only focusing on what's within and what's behind you, right? There is so much more, and in becoming that person who embraces those possibilities, those opportunities, that potential, you elevate yourself. And if you elevate them so much, doesn't it honor them in action to elevate you as someone who helped to put them where they are now, as someone who they were with? And that might be a romantic partnership. It might just be, like I said, a familial tie, a friendship, a coworker or boss of some sort. It might even just be a path. It might not be a person. It might be a path that you chose. And if looking at the options and looking at the potential isn't enough, then you have to find some way to, again, I'll repeat the quote that I always do, learn to love the sound of your feet trotting away from what is not meant for you or what is no longer meant for you. I'll also say the success of a relationship, any type of a relationship, is not determined by or defined by the longevity of it. This may have been a very successful partnership, and you can especially showcase that to yourself and to the other person, to the other party, by now being a formidable energy, by now being someone who has the courage and the strength to embrace the unknown that comes next. It's boundless, limitless for you. There are so many options that soon your next issue, your next problem, if you choose to see it that way, may be the amount of options that you have, the amount of people who want to take you out, the amount of jobs that want to bring you on, the amount of opportunities that want to steal your attention, the amount of friendships that want to fill your heart, etc., etc., whatever. It may even be family. I just realized how it applies to me. It just hit me. I'm a Taurus, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, and it just hit me how it applies to me. It might even be family, and who else would we want to honor that way besides our family? It's someone who feels like family to you, and it's so hard to let them go. But we have to make that space because we are speeding toward enlightenment. And again, kindred spirits, like-minded individuals who could be new family. And I I don't want to cry, but I love to see this card that tells us, actually, you might have so many people that want to be that family for you that it's overwhelming and confusing. And that might be some of what's holding us back, is this terror that we won't find that bond again, or that we'll be dismissing or excusing or devaluing these bonds that have made us, defined us, held us up, gotten us through. Just because they've been all we've known, and just because they've been everything or so much of what has gotten us where we are now, does not mean that there aren't flaws and faults to be found in these ties and these relationships that we must separate ourselves from in order to honor ourselves. And so that's the question. You're afraid to devalue someone from your past, or who needs to become your past, by moving on too quickly. But are we devaluing ourselves by remaining in that space in the meantime? So that's what I see for us, Taurus, and we'll go ahead and move on.